their special teams guy, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because I thought he scored I mean, didn't he score the kickoff return in the first the kickoff in the second half? I could have swore he
Yes.
scored he scored
Yeah,
on.
I think that is him.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that is Percy Harvin who does that. Uh huh.
yeah,
Jesus.
Because you had Curse and Tate. I don't.
yeah. I
Doug
mean, like,
Baldwin was there, I think. And this is
yeah,
before he got that bad injury that kind of like slowed him down during his career.
yeah. I believe he was there. Yeah, I mean, like Percy to me, man, Percy could have been a real player in this league if he didn't get the migraines, man. Like he was a dynamic.
Yeah, the migraines took him out early, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad, man, because he was really good, man. But the migraines he just could not, I mean, he just could not get over them things, and I mean, he could have had a really great career. It just didn't pan out for the boy.
Yeah, like boy, he was explosive. My God,
Yeah,
he could change the momentum of a game in a matter of seconds.
yeah. So, but yeah, I mean. But yeah, I mean, like I kind of felt, and I'm not a, me, I'm not a big, obviously not a big Florida Gator fan, but I did actually like Percy Harvin, though.
I thought, you know what I really thought though? I thought Ted Ginn was gonna be more of an impact than he was.
I mean, Ted Ginn was a great returner. His problem was he was the ultimate deep threat that he wasn't catching the ball all the time. Like it was like a 60-40 proposition for him.
Jeez, man. I thought he was going like
He can't
after that.
catch.
Yeah, he couldn't catch.
He couldn't catch, bro. Like you couldn't trust his hands. You couldn't trust his hands, bro. That was the thing with Ted Ginn because you got the speed. You did start kind of like developing your route tree, but you can't catch the ball. It's like, what's the purpose? That's why you gunner on special teams, like for real, being a gunner or something.
Yes. So in that Super Bowl, yeah. So like Seattle they had Doug Baldwin, they had Jermaine Curse, Ricardo Lockett, Golden Tate, and Percy Harvin.
Oh,
Golden
Ricardo
Tate.
Rocket, bro. Yeah, I remember that.
And Ricardo Lockett, man. I
I
remember that
forgot
dude.
about Golden Tate a little bit. He came to the Eagles at one point. That
Yeah, I think he came to y'all after he left the Lions, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I can't remember if they cut him or they traded him to the Lions.
I think they just cut him. I don't think they traded him. They might have. I'm not 100% sure, but
Yeah, I can't remember. That's a long
yeah.
time ago.
I mean,
I
yeah,
can't remember straight, but I do know Golden Tate did go to the Lions. He was solid. 'Cause I
yeah,
think that's when that's when Galladay was a rookie, if I remember.
yeah. I think so.
Yeah, Kenny Galladay was a rookie.
And
You
then I'm looking
had
at the
Troy
box score,
Bell as a running back.
yeah, like I'm looking at the box score from the Super Bowl that they got blown out in. I didn't realize. I mean, like D. Thomas had 120 yards. That like,
Yeah.
I forgot about all that. Because I mean, from that game, the only thing I really like I remember in Stone was that wasn't the first play, but like his first catch where like he got rocked and like he didn't feel the same for the rest of I mean the whole offense didn't feel the same for the rest of that game. So crazy, man.
Listen, that was Bam Bam.
Yeah,
Man,
and he was a hell of a safe. I mean, yeah, well,
safety corner
yes,
because he was
yeah, yes,
interchangeable. Man, Bam Bam Cam was one of the most physical players I watched, and I just loved how he played the game, man.
I mean, because the crazy thing was, I remember the next year Super Bowl when we played Seattle, and he knocked the taste out of Gronk's mouth, and
Mm-hmm.
Gronk ain't exactly a small guy, like when he was playing, like I mean, he obviously wasn't as skinny as he is right now on TV, but for you to knock the shit out of Rob Gronkowski, that says a lot.
I
A
remember they
whole
was
lot.
playing Seattle. I don't know if this was a regular season play. I don't remember. They were not Seattle. They was playing San Francisco. This is when Vernon Davis was still with the 49ers. When I tell you he cracked that man, that man didn't play the rest of that game. Well, how hard he hit him. I think they ended up ejecting him for unnecessary roughness or something like that. He ended up getting kicked out the game for that hit on Vernon Davis. That shit was
And we was talking about
crazy.
that 2017 game earlier. But what set the tone for that one was us taking Brandon Cooks out early, man.
I mean,
That boy
Brandon Cooks is a
Malcolm
bitch,
Jenkins put the boy, my God.
man. I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry about to say, but man, like Brandon Cooks a bitch, man. Nigga's a
Nah,
bitch.
he is. Yeah, he a hoe. He
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
You don't think he was hurt?
No, he was hurt. He just a bitch. That's all.
No.
That's
I'm
all that
saying
is.
this as a fan of the team who drafted his whole ass.
And I mean, the
Yeah.
crazy thing for me is I can't believe we got him, and then he played on our team for a year, lost in the Super Bowl to the Eagles, and then we traded him to the Rams. I don't know why the Rams gave us the first round pick for him. I don't know.
It's because he has speed, right? Like he was the thing with Brandon Cooks, right? He's an unpleasant person in the locker room and like to front office or whatever, but his ability as a receiver is there. His issue was concussions.
I don't know. Like, I just don't think he's a tough player, man. And for me, like I need my wide receivers to be somewhat tough, man, because
he's not tough, but you have the speed and you can catch the ball. That was the thing with Brandon Cooks. You had all the intangibles to be a great wide receiver, right? You just couldn't stay on the team and you kept getting concussions.
Yeah, and I mean, to me, like for me, I get it. Like receivers are, like the perceptions that they're divas, but you can't tell me dudes like Jettas and Chase aren't tough, like or even Tyreek Hill. Like these dudes, like they might not be big in stature, but these dudes take hits, they get up and they keep playing. Like they even play through injuries or whatever. Like at some point as a football player, you got to be tough. And to me, Brandon Cooks is just not. He don't fit that.
That's because they're the players you just talked about. They don't have a problem initiating contact at the point of the tackle. They don't have a problem doing that. Cooks is not doing that.
No,
that's true.
He's not initiating that type of contact. Cause he like those wide receivers you talk about. They are about dominating the man that is covering them in every aspect of the game. They're about that. Like, so they're going to get physical with you, like all that stuff. They're going to do all of that. Brandon Cooks is not doing that. He's more of like a finesse player. He wants shit to look pretty. It's smooth. That's him. He's not really trying to get down and dirty with the cornerback or the safety. That's covering him. He's not trying to do that.
Yeah, and so I mean, and that's my thing. Like, no matter how soft you think this NFL is versus when you were younger, it's still a game about being tough. And I know they got rules in place to to help the offense and all that, but at some point it's football. Like you're gonna get hit. I don't care how much they soften up the rules. That's just part of the game. Part of the game is like is one-on-one competition. That's what football's about. And so you got to be tough. If you're not tough, then I mean, like the man across from you is going to dominate you. I don't care how they change the rules. That's always what it's going to be.
Facts.
You can only change the rules so much.
I mean, you can change the rules however you want, but at the end of the day, it's the wide receiver against the cornerback. It's the tackle. It's the tackle against the edge. It's the center. It's the center against the interior. D lineman. At the end of the day, it's who gonna win their battle. Like that's just or against the linebacker. Like that's what it's always gonna be. It's not like you could change whatever rules you want to change, but that will never change to me.
That's a fact, JMIK. And I'm gonna say this, especially with these crop of guys that are coming into the league now, they have adjusted to the rules that the NFL have.
Yeah,
so this is why you're still getting those. They're not like we still ain't getting like all those hits we saw in like the early 2000s and stuff like that. Even 90, like we're not getting that, but we're still getting hit stick type plays, which I like because I like a great hit stick from a play. I like that. Boom, it's cracking it, yeah, and it's clean though.
Yeah,
it's clean. It's within the rules of the game. I like that. And so we're starting to see a lot of these young guys now. They're starting to bring that back. They're starting to bring that physicality back to the game. I'm not saying we lost it, but there was a period of time it was like a transition, and you could tell in the defensive players on the defensive side of the ball. You could tell
Yeah, I
And
just think the defensive players had to adjust, they just had to adjust to the rules, and I think the last couple of years where you see offense hasn't really been. It's been prominent, but not as prominent as it was like 3-4 years ago when you had QBs throwing for 50 touchdowns and all that. I just think it's an adjustment, and defenses found ways to adjust. And I think the offense, for me, I think why the offense is struggling is it's not so much because of the talent of the defense. I just think the offensive line play in the last couple of years is declined a lot. And I don't care what kind of innovative offense you have or who your play caller is or who you have on the outside. Like if you can't block the D line in the trenches, it's not gonna matter. I mean, it's not gonna matter how great if you have Mahomes or a Burrow or Jalen or whoever you have. If you can't block up the defensive line or the blitz that they're going to send, it doesn't matter who you have on the outside. So,
yeah, you're right. Hey, man, we got a lot of show coming, man. After the intro, y'all stay tuned. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Let's go. What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the CheckDown. I'm one of your hosts, Smitty. I'm here with the gang. What's up, Certified? How you feeling, bro? You on mute. All right, we'll come back to Certified. What's up, JMIK?
Well, not much, man. It's another Saturday. Spring is on the way.
I told you was gonna have Milton this week.
Yeah, I figured that. I mean, we almost didn't get Milton though, bro. I mean, almost
nah. Listen, I was in a space. I was talking to ENT. I said, ENT, man, something don't feel right. He's like, what you talking about, Smitty? I'm like, but it just seemed like it's no way y'all back out that easy. Like y'all been pursuing him since basically the first time you really started hearing rumors. It was Milton to the Patriots. I'm like, it's no way they're just gonna let Carolina walk in. He was like, no, I think we might be going a different direction. I'm like, ENT, when this negotiation over, you will be a top 2 team, and I think you'll have Milton. He like, we'll see. When that boy came back, he was like, Smitty, you called it. I was like, I told you.
Man,
it just didn't feel right to me.
I'm not gonna lie. When I seen the report that he might be going to the Panthers, nigga, I was crushed. I'm not gonna cap. Nigga was crushed because I thought it was in the bag, but we ain't really been spending a lot of money the last couple of years. So Kraft has opened up the checkbook and they paid him more. So I got some people locally that didn't like the move, but I'm just like, if they like the player and they was about to get outbid for the player, and if you want to stretch for the player, then I don't have no issue with you overextending yourself if you really want the player. Because it's like, Milton's a really good player. And I'm not saying he 1-on-1, like he's not Jalen Carter, but like if you want. When it comes to free agency, if you want the player, man, and you feel like the player is young and got the potential, got the ceiling to really be good on your team, then you gotta sometimes you just gotta go further and pay the dude more money. That's all.
Yeah, y'all just hit a number Carolina wasn't really to match.
Yeah. So the crazy thing is all the money we spent, they're still saying we $90 million under the cap for this year, but I think it's the way we structured a lot of deals that we signed. Like the cap numbers in the first year are really low, so that's why our cap space is still so high. So
it came down to a couple million.
Yeah.
Kraft said we're gonna use some of this cheese money, good brother. Make sure he get all the cheese he need because we need him here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Somebody made a call and said, "Look, Kraft, we can't lose this. Yeah. This one gonna change the game for us. Like." We can't lose to Carolina.
And I'm convinced, once the report came out that he was intended to sign with the Panthers, I'm pretty sure they got right back on the phone with him pretty much.
Yeah, that's what happened because I think it's like 10 minutes later it's reported, well, hold on, Milton is still in negotiations with these other teams. I said, oh shit.
But
Okay.
that's the problem with the tampering period is like if you come to an agreement and then another team call and offer him more money, he ain't signed nothing yet. So he's not obligated to sign with you. That's the danger though. I mean, tampering is good for the fans, but for the teams, it's kind of like, because there've been stories in the past. It happens every year where dude says he's about to sign somewhere, and then during another part before the actual league year start, some of the team call him and offer more money, and then he decides, well, screw that team. I'm going to team B. So
yeah, it get crazy out there though, man. Because it came down to the wire with y'all. Like, I kind of felt y'all was gonna get him, but
I mean, they had the money and the cap space to do. I mean, Kraft is not. And I mean, I'm not putting down the Bengals, but Kraft is not, the Bengals owner, bro. He got plenty of money, so it's not like he got fluid money that he could spend. And I mean, when you're in that situation where your owner got the like fluid money, I mean, you can make whatever you want happen. And that's just the way the salary cap works.
But last but not least, the first lady of the CheckDown, Pop. What's up?
Hey man, I'm chilling, glad to be back with the people, chopping it up with y'all,
Yeah, man. I it's been kind of quiet on your end a little bit over there. I think y'all cooking up something in this draft. I think y'all see something in this draft. I think y'all gonna strike a little bit because for some reason I trust Kellen and Nuss to find offensive pieces for sure.
How many picks
I ain't
y'all
really
got, Pop?
9 now
Okay.
because we got granted a 7th round pick a couple days ago.
Okay.
Hey man, them shit. Listen, them sevens.
Sir cut
You
out.
just cut out or something?
cut out.
Yeah, sir cut out.
Ain't shit, bro.
You cut out, sir.
Oh, I was saying I was like, in years past, you say, oh yeah, I got a seventh. Nah, man, nobody give a fuck. This year, that seventh counts.
I agree. Especially with the type of draft it is. I agree. I think the more picks you can have within this draft, the better off you are. Just because you don't got like a lot of big names outside of like a few players, right? But you got a lot of solid quality guys you
Mm-hmm.
fill your roster with that are starters or potential starters. And the more picks you have with this draft, I think the better off you are because you can address a lot of needs and also get depth at positions.
Yeah, I mean, I actually agree with that because I used to think a couple years ago, I used to think that 6 or 7 round picks weren't really good for nothing. But I mean, looking at my team, I mean, like we drafted Kayshon Boutte in the 6th round. I mean, he did fall. I mean, he was supposed to be drafted earlier, but situations happen. But situations like that, I mean, you never know what you could find in terms of a special teams guy or even a some sort of rotational guy, either on offense or defense in them sixth to 7th round. Like you just and like the draft, like in this draft, there's a lot of D tackles, like a lot of depth at D tackle and edge. So you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have guys later on day 3 that you might not have thought would be there. And for those that don't know what day 3 is, that's like the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round. Like that's typically the last day of the draft is day 3. In some situations, you might have guys that don't get drafted, and your team get on the phone after the draft, and they sign them as a undrafted free agent. And like there are plenty of stories you can look back in plenty of years where you sign a guy that's not drafted and he becomes a starter on your team. And I mean, sometimes they could be one of your best players. Sometimes.
That's a
Shit,
fact.
look at Smitty, dog. His left tackle. Wasn't he a 6th round pick?
7.
7. Okay.
7? Shit, my franchise quarterback was the last pick.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean,
Literally.
yeah.
I
So I
think
mean,
I'm really think my right tackle is gonna be this UDFA we've had for 2 years. He from the same place Mulata from.
oh,
Well,
for
my
real?
7th round left tackle. Yeah, he is 6'7", 325. Ex
Is he
Ravens.
Polynesian?
Yeah, his name is Lakin Valkali.
Oh, he
Oh,
probably
I
gonna work out
remember
there.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He been on my team for like 3 years. They've been molding him. I said when Lane hang it up, I think they gonna give him a shot. He big. I mean, that boy is huge.
That's just crazy. Like
Lane ain't a bad motherfucker to learn from. I'll give you that. I know
Yeah.
that much.
That's a fact.
Man, I didn't realize we got 3 7th-round picks. That shit is crazy.
We got, bruh, I just seen somebody post that, and I don't know how true it is. We got 21 picks in the next 2 years.
It's probably true though. I mean, like the way
That ain't
how
bad.
be like stock and draft picks, I wouldn't doubt it.
Oh,
Not only
nigga,
that,
you
you
comp
gotta
picks gonna
think
go
of
crazy next year.
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, and then
So we
also like the trades y'all have done. Y'all got y'all. I know for a fact y'all got at least 3 picks within the trades y'all have done so far next year.
I really didn't like that we ain't give Beckton a little 10 million though, man.
Yeah, 2 for 20. Yeah, I seen that come out this morning. I was like,
oh man, he ain't getting nothing but like 15 guaranteed, maybe.
I mean,
But you also got to take into account, like, you know, he got something to say in that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, where he from? Is he from the West Coast?
I don't even know where he's from.
Ain't he from New York, New Jersey area?
And I thought he was from the South or something.
I don't know where.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't even lie.
No, but I mean, the point I'm making is, you know, sometimes players, you know, they just want to go to certain destinations. You know what I'm saying? It ain't necessarily always about the money.
Oh, my God, from Virginia. That's where he's from.
Virginia.
He from Virginia?
Yeah, he's from Virginia.
Huh. Okay.
He's from Virginia. Where did he go to college? Oh, and he went to Louisville. So I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe he wanted to be out in LA, or maybe he wanted to play in the Dome. I mean, when it comes to these players,
I think what we did was somebody put out a report like we was playing it like if he was under a 5th round pick comp, I guess we was going. I'm like 10 million though. Like that's just.
I mean, I think 10 million in comp. What was that, like a
5th
round or 6th?
5th.
Yeah. See, to me, that's not even worth. Like if it was
worth it.
Yeah, if it was going to be a 3rd round comp, then I'd have been like, cool, whatever. But I mean, but then again, like if you got to draft a guard, I mean, you can draft guards. There are many a guards like Joe Tooney. I mean, we drafted Joe Tooney. We ain't draft him early. I think he was like a 4th or 5th round pick, and just see what he became. So I mean, that's why when it comes to guards, I'm not big on drafting guards in the 1st round. But obviously, if the guard is going to be like a generational All-Pro guard, then I'm fine with it. But if it's just some run-of-the-mill guard, then I mean, like you could wait till later in the draft to get a guard. So
the Bears to me, oh my God, they really. I think Ben Johnson came in and kind of said, "Hey, whoever put this line together, you suck at your job. Let me show you what we really need to do."
I mean, like the only thing they didn't get was like a right tackle. But I mean, but they already had the right tackle because they drafted the top 10 pick.
Young, so I think they're gonna give him an opportunity. He only went like going into his 3rd year.
Yeah, but I think his name is it's like Darnell something. But he came from Tennessee though. He's a good right tackle. So I mean, to me, the only issue with their line is the left tackle. Like I don't know how viable like the kid is at left, but I mean, I'd rather be bad at one position than like, like their whole line was trash last year. So I mean, now they got 4 quality guys.
Right.
So, yeah.
Hopefully, and they hoping that they got 5. So
I don't know about the left tackle, man. Like I don't really believe in. I forgot what the kid's name is. I don't really believe in him. And the problem with this draft is there aren't any left tackles that I feel like can step in day one and just be a left tackle. Like I think you got guys like later in the draft where you could draft them like 3rd, 4th round, and you might be able to develop them into that. But it's not like last year. We had a Joe All, you had a Fashu, who those were left tackles. I mean, Fashu didn't play left tackle, but I mean that's because of the
you talking about Fashanu?
Yeah, Fashanu, yeah. I mean, he's gonna be their left tackle next season. Like that's the position he's gonna play. But this year it's totally different. Like you had other guys besides those 2 that could play left tackle as well that got drafted in the 1st round. This year is just
Tyrese Fuaga and there was another. I think the Steelers drafted him, but I think they made him a guard. But he was one of those players that could play guard or tackle.
Yeah, I mean, because I know the Bengals drafted the Georgia tackle. I think it was
Anais Mims.
Yeah.
Nice.
So last year the tackle there was a lot more potential left tackles. This year I'm not even sure there's one. Like I think it's just a lot of right tackles. You got some tackles that play tackle that they're guards in the league. Like I don't know how they're going to be tackles in the league. So I mean we got to. I mean this is all projection, obviously. So you got to wait till who they get drafted by, like who the offensive line coaches are, and I mean who knows? Like maybe they can develop into the tackle.
That's what I'm kind of looking forward to watching Pop team with. It's because they do got our ex-assistant O-line coach. I want to see how much he can mold those guys. You know what I mean? He's been around Stout for a good minute. He should understand that O-line. I think he gonna go in there. He gonna make a change too. I don't think Kellen brought him in for no reason.
I'll say this, and this is just from a fan perspective. We need a left guard. We haven't had a quality one in quite some time. We've been trying to figure it out with these mismatch pieces that we've had over the last 10 years. But I need me a left guard. I need that.
I mean in the draft.
Hold on, G-Fish. I got a question.
You should be able to find one.
Can you show me how you pull that off? Because if you pull off both of them, I don't know what kind of dirt how we got on somebody.
Hey, real quick. I'm
That's
sorry. I don't want to rain on G Fish Parade, but
No
Starks
way.
is not going to 32. Okay,
Nah.
Starks is not going. Maybe Walter Nolan could be there, but
I'm not even sure
Malachi
Nolan's gonna be
Starks. Me either, JMIK.
I mean,
Walter
to me,
Nolan and
I don't
Starks?
think Howie.
Who said that?
doing
An
the chat.
Eagle.
Yeah, G-Fish to think that like they're gonna get Nolan.
Nigga.
I-
If Malachi Starks falls to 11, he is a 49er, dog.
Yeah,
I
and I know
promise you.
that. Yeah, I mean, for me, like I know a lot of people are high on like,
And that's if he falls to 11.
yeah. I mean, like
I think we might trade up and get Nick though.
yeah. I mean, people are high on Nick, but to me, I still think Stark's a better safety though.
He is.
To me, that's just, and I'm not. It's not because I'm a Georgia fan. Like I've watched Starks for a while. Like Stark's not just a safety, bro. Like he could play nickel too. Like it's not just he could play the safety or like even the star, but like he could do he's very versatile.
Yeah.
And I mean, like dudes was crashing out on him because he ran a 4.5, but I mean
He's a safety.
He's a safety, but like the safety that played for the Lions, Branch came out of Bama. I mean, he ran a 4.5 too. And see what the hell he's doing right now. Like safety's not a position where you don't need like track speed to play. It's great if you do, but you don't really need it though.
Who had track speed? I mean, Ed Reed didn't even have track. He was fast for a safety, but he didn't have track speed.
Yeah.
But who had track speed as a safety?
Your boy for the Commanders was pretty fast.
Sean Taylor?
Yeah.
I mean, he was fast for a safety, but he ain't had track speed.
I think he did run track. I think he was like I want to say he medaled the year he came in. I want to say he medaled in the 100.
Yeah,
You sure about that?
You can check it. You can double check it, but I'm pretty sure he was either on the 4x1 or he was on the 100 meter team.
Listen, I ain't never gonna push back on Sean Taylor stats and news. So
I'm just saying you can double check me, but I'm pretty sure he ran the 4x1 for Miami. He medaled.
I mean,
but even still, that would be the anomaly, though, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's why he was such an anomaly
My bad, man.
as a player, bro. Like,
yeah,
because normally
but that boy Starks, man. Like
that's good.
I just it's about instincts to me. Like, I mean, like speed for me is more. I need that in my corners. I need my corners to be fast. But safeties, I need you to have safety instincts. Like, I need you to be able to like diagnose plays. Because when you have instincts, I mean, you can get away with running a 40 and a 4.5, 4.6. Like you can get away with that. But if
Polamalu.
Yeah, but if your instincts are terrible, then you are not. I don't know how you have bad instincts to be a good safety. I don't know how that works because I've never seen it.
Sure, Jory had great instincts, man. He ain't had no wills.
Yeah,
you know, he understood angles. And
he had play recognition.
Yeah, man, he will watch film and he would let it unfold and he would take advantage of when it was time to take advantage of what he saw. And that's Malachi Starks. I think if he goes to the right team, bro, I think that motherfucker gonna hit the ground running.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
he's gonna be a problem. That's why I hope somebody that's not in my division gets him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing
I just
about it
want to
was
know
like,
how high. I want to know how high Howie and our team is. Depending on how high it is, if he falls past, the top whatever picks, I can see Howie doing a motherfucking
Smitty,
spinning
I could
room.
tell you right now. If
I'm gonna
Starks
be honest
happens
with you. I
to
think
fall
somebody
out
like
of top 15, I
Jahad
can name
Campbell.
you
Did I say it right?
who
yeah,
I
the
ain't.
linebacker.
I don't know.
He
Listen,
he
I
might be
can't say
he
the
might be
spot where Howie's
closer
willing to
to
move.
your reach.
yeah, but the
I
problem with
can't listen.
Jahad
I
is, I
can't
mean,
say
like,
where Howie is willing to move, but
Yeah.
and then I think Jahad going like somewhere like 20, 25 though. You gotta I don't think he's gonna make it to 32 because he has such his game tape is good and then his combine was good. So when you combine them two factors, it's just
Yeah.
like I
Yeah,
don't
not
know.
like
Well, I was
Jahad.
thinking more so he's close enough for them to move up.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't I don't I don't think Malachi Starks is I don't think that's within their range.
I mean he
I
is if you're
agree
willing to give
with
up the
that,
capital.
sir.
Bro, that's a lot of fucking capital, dog.
To
Yeah, I mean it is.
okay to JMIK
To
for
go
them to
from
move from 32 to into
32 to
that.
potentially the top 10, that's a lot
no,
of
no,
capital.
we're not. We're not.
No, no,
We're
top
not going that far.
15.
We're
Just
not
Yeah,
going
just
that
he's
far.
just
trying to
just
move from
think.
Why
where
Just
I
you
can
think.
gonna
say,
get Starks then? He
listen,
ain't
that's why I
falling.
said, bro. That's why if you had responded to my whole comment, I said if he fall, which I don't know where the fall would be, if he was to fall to a certain number, which I don't know how far Howie's willing to move, but I could see 15 to 19 maybe trying to, but outside of that, if he don't fall past that, it's over with.
I'm
That's
not
a
gonna even
factor.
hold you,
That,
Smitty.
that's gonna be a
There
steep
are teams
jumping
in
Yeah.
from
15.
32
There
to
are, bro, 15 to
under 20.
19. There
Mm,
are teams in there that want Jihad that will.
that's a nice little
They are
bag right there,
going
dog.
to fucking finesse you to get up there.
Howie don't get finesse.
uh,
Well, I'm sorry. You want
I,
Jihad Campbell? You getting finesse. Because here's the thing: the
He ain't
Falcons,
gonna
they
he
can
ain't gonna
use
do it.
him.
He ain't gonna do nothing
Bucks
outside his
can use
range.
him. Seahawks can use
I mean,
him.
you also gotta take
Chargers,
into
like,
account other motherfuckers gonna be calling too.
yeah.
Obviously,
yeah.
that's why I said I don't know what he's willing to spend. I can't speak on that, but he got an amount for a player he want what he willing to move to because he do it every year. He always got a I'm willing to move 7 spots. I'm moving to, and he probably already done talked to those teams about moving if says whatever happens. And it might not be Malachi Starks. It could be Nick. It could be a slew of players. I don't know if Malachi is the top of the list.
I'm gonna be
But if
honest
one of
with
the
you.
players that's top of his list fall between 19 and 25, how are we going to get that shit?
All right, I'm gonna tell you this real quick, Smitty. The only way Starks falls is
I didn't say
something
it got to
else.
be Starks though. I'm
Just
saying any
listen to what
player.
I'm saying, because we were just talking about
We know
Malachi
Starks a
Starks and
top
watching
15
that.
player though.
Listen to what I'm saying, nigga. The
Hey,
only
I'm gonna
way
drop and
Starks
come
is
back. I don't think I can
falling,
hear pop.
something egregious, and I'm talking about crazy egregious has to go. But I do think you can get a player like Jihad because I think he's closer to the late teens, early 20s, right? I think there are teams you don't have to give up that much capital to move up to get him if he's there. Walter Nolan, I think that's another player I think will be in that teens to 20 area, right? That is, if y'all want him, I think y'all have the capital to get him. But they have to fall for me, for y'all to give up the capital that, like, as little capital as possible. They have to fall within the 20s for y'all to do that.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you like this: if Walter Nolan is there for the Bills, they're gonna take him. I'm gonna tell you that right now that they would take him at 30. So I mean, if I was y'all, if he's available, like in the mid-20s, you might want to trade up at that point if you really want Walter Nolan.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I was gonna
I,
say. Like, you
I
have
don't
to
know
be
if that's the
within the
position of
20s.
need though.
Bro,
They saying we talking to Aziz or Ojolari. Like I don't know what the position of need will be come draft day because it's still a month out.
yeah. I
We,
mean, free agency
Yeah,
not over either. So I mean,
like
there's
so
still guys out there you can
that's why I
sign.
say I don't know who the player gonna be, but there is a player on his list that if he falls somewhere between 19 and 25, he knows what he's willing to give up to go get that player.
yeah.
If it works out in that
exactly,
manner, he's gonna go get him.
And if you want to jump from
exactly.
like 32 anywhere from 32 to 20, obviously that's a lot easier to do than if you want to jump from 32 in the top 15 like that.
Yeah, that's a
But
little
why
hard.
would I don't even know why. If he do that, I would be very surprised of who he do it for.
It's
To
got to
give
be
up
a
that
player
much
that
cap.
It got to
yeah,
be
but
a
it's got to be a player
player
that he
you
really
know
loves.
a
So
team that is about to be on the board is going to get. It has to be that type of player for y'all. That how he feels like, nah, I cannot let him go there.
And I don't even see a player in the draft that makes him do that.
I mean,
you never know.
yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, that's
I'm talking about the capital though. I know it's a lot of star players, but the capital you got to give up to go from 32 to, let's just say 15 is going to be ridiculous.
I'll say this, dog. Fangio is probably drooling at the mouth at Campbell right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah.
And the thing with Campbell, right? I think he falls not because of anything, but the team just has another need that they don't like. They can address linebacker later, is what I'm saying. So I think Jihad will fall into like the teens, early 20s. I think he could be there.
Man, I wouldn't mind moving back into the first to get that motherfucker.
I bet you would.
Yeah, nah, Jihad gonna be one of them
And
ones.
you know,
I mean, my second pick is 43. I can put something together.
yeah. I mean, I was gonna say because like y'all lost Dre Green lost, so like y'all gonna need another linebacker in that rotation though. So
It wouldn't even shock me if we didn't even draft in the first round. To be honest with you,
I mean, you're sitting at 32. If you got a team that really want to get back in the first round and get another first round pick, and they're willing to give up capital so that whether it be capital in this year or the 2026 draft, I mean, the Eagles have been known to do that.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna hold you. Like having more draft picks in the second, third, and fourth round in this draft,
It's not a
bro,
bad thing.
you are better off for it. I ain't gonna hold you. So if there's a team that like, yo, Philly will give you this to move back for we can get 32. That's an additional potential second round pick, third or fourth that you got. You said
I don't want to move back though. To be honest, we already have. I think we go in here with like almost 10 picks. I don't even want to move back.
I think we're gonna move back for sure. We got a few picks that's like within, like we picked like 15 and 13, 113 and 115 or some shit. I don't think we're gonna use both of those picks.
Yeah, but it's also not just if you move back. It's not just this year. Like who knows? Like if a team really want to get to 32 and they're willing to offer you their second round pick next year, or I mean, God forbid they want to offer you. I don't know if you get a first round pick. If you got a real desperate team at the end of the second, like a team that's in your range in the first, that want to use that pick late second to get back into the first and they give you a first round pick next year. I mean, Howie would definitely do that. So I mean, you just
because they give it. I just got another first round pick. And now you're praying that team is some shit, right? So you got another first round pick and you got an additional second round.
Now, if you give up a first, then how we gonna be like, here you go?
Yeah, you get what I mean?
You can have it.
So
yeah, like, you willing to give me a first next year?
Oh, let's go. Let's do it. That's the deal.
I mean, you just never know. Like if there's a player like. Say there's a team like the Rams or like in that 26 to 30 range, but in the second round, and there's a play that they really want. They could give you they late second round and a first round net. Like that's not crazy. Really, I mean, it's crazy to me because I wouldn't give up my first round pick for the following year to get back in the first round. Like that to me, but teams have been known to do crazy shit. So just saying.
Anybody remember that Bills trade that they did with Carolina last year? What they recouped with that?
Oh, you mean when they moved? What I mean when
they moved from 32 to 33 with the Panthers.
Yeah,
and the Panthers, I think they gave them like 2 picks. I can't remember.
Wasn't it like
the capital?
Wasn't like
JMIK. Yeah,
maybe not a third. It might have been like a fourth and a seventh, or it was something like that.
Okay, yeah, because I think that's like if at 32, I think Philly can get like a similar.
I mean, but the thing is, the 32nd pick there's some premium to it because it's like if you move from the second to the first, it's just like with that player, you get a 5th year, you get another year of control. So there is a premium with what I mean. Like I mean,
with the 5th-year option, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's why Carolina did it. They wanted that 5th year for Leggett.
Man.
Yeah, like we did it before. I mean, we did it with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens in 2018, 2019.
Yeah, yep, y'all did.
Mm-hmm. They gave us a second. They gave us a second, and I think they gave us like a 5th, something like that. A second that year and a 5th. We took their second and drafted Goddard.
See, that worked out for y'all.
Yeah.
And they got their franchise quarterback. So yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. It's interesting when I like at 32 because like people keep asking me like who you want at 32. I'm like, nigga, do you know how many people gotta fall for the people that you want at 32 to be there? Like this
I mean, but listen, you really ain't got to move off of 32 in this draft, man.
No, you really don't.
Howie, just like y'all said, Howie like to recoup picks, man.
Oh yeah, no, I feel you. I mean, if an opportunity arises, you have to take it. But it's this, I don't know, man.
And if someone give you an offer that you just can't refuse, then you gotta just. And if someone willing to offer you something crazy for the 32, then you gotta take it.
It's almost like my team becoming the breeding grounds for people to just like we draft them and y'all take them. Like it's some bullshit.
What I ain't gonna hold you, though. If somebody is there at 32 in this draft, y'all probably gonna take them.
Yeah, I think it depends on who's there. Like if you got a player that you just can't pass up, then you're not gonna trade out the pick. But if you got a couple players that you like that are going to be there on the first day of day 2, like, you know, I mean, he might just trade down. Like let's say, if you get an offer.
Because listen, y'all want to know what's funny? We tried to trade back into the first round last year.
I mean, a lot of
that's why in my head, like, it's not like I be trying to figure the hell out. But we tried to trade back up in the later round to get a Coop.
And I know the Patriots was trying to get back. We was trying to get back in the first round to either draft a tackle or a wide receiver, but like nobody wanted to trade with us.
Yep, that's exactly. Listen, if you ever go, if I ever find the clip again, that's exactly what Howie was like. He was like, nobody wanted to come off the first round pick, so I had to do what I could and wait it out.
Yeah, but I think it was the kind of draft it was last year. There was so much talent in that draft, like nobody trying to trade out of it.
They want the 50 options.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I feel about this shit, man. I think there might be a few trades in the first round, but outside of that, I don't know.
And I think you're going to find yourself having more trades in the later rounds. I think like round 2, 3, 4. I think you're going to have a lot of trades in them rounds because people want to kind of move up and down the board. To me, I don't know if there's like I hear a lot of teams in the top 10 talk about they want to trade down, but it's like if you don't got the first 3 picks, bro, like you in, you know, I mean, nobody land, bro. Like I don't know, like even my team, we got the 4th pick, like we're in no man's land. Like I don't know, like if Carter and Travel off the board, ain't no one trying to trade up to 4, like or even 5 or 6 or 7, like no one's trading up into those spots because it's just like a no man's land. Like it's not like last year where you had the 3 quarterbacks and you had the 3 wide receivers and you had the 2 left tackle. Like if you wanted to trade down last year, you definitely could trade. It wasn't a smart thing, but you definitely could have did it. This year, I mean, not so much.
That's why I don't think like motherfuckers talking about Stark sliding, Campbell slide. I don't think so because of what's going to happen in the top 10. I mean, because like I feel like you and the Giants are kind of like in no man's land.
That's true. I mean, the Giants might luck out because the Giants might get the Titans or the Browns to draft not a quarterback. And so
right.
Then the Giants aren't in no man's land. They're right where they want to be. They could either get Cam or Shador if either Travis or Carter come off the board in the top 2. So if that happens, the Giants is perfect. But like you said, man, everybody else is in no man's land. Like there are players in this first round, there's talented guys. But the problem in the top 10 is you might have to overdraft those guys because nobody was going to trade with you for you to go back.
Hey, Darlene, I think the Cowboys going to take a step back.
Now, from what, last year? How? They weren't good. They weren't good last year.
Hey, look, I saw it on the show last year and said they was going to struggle to win 8 games. I think they're going to struggle to win 7.
I just don't. I mean, if Dak is healthy, I don't. I'm not saying they're going to win 12 games or 10 games, but they're going to be better than they were last year.
JMIK, let me have my moment, okay? Because that's all they keep talking about. That's all they keep talking about. They lost. Bro, half the people, if you're not really a football fan, didn't even know who Milton Williams was last year.
I mean, and you got to be like a hardcore football fan to actually know.
He had a half a sack. Like nobody knew who he was. Now he's the elite of elite pass rushers to ever exist because he left Philly.
I mean,
he's a top 7 pass rusher right now, and he's going to a team who's hoping to mold him into a top 3 one.
Yeah, but I mean, the other thing for us is I like the move. It wasn't just because we have him. If Christian Barmore comes back, the whole blood clot thing is done. You got Christian Barmore and Milton Williams playing next to each other, bro. That's kind of nasty. I'm not gonna lie.
Almost close to replicating what he just came from. Him and Jay Carter. Like
so in that aspect, I mean, even if he was about to go to the Panthers, and the Panthers got Derrick Brown. You put him next to Derrick Brown, that's just that would have been nasty too. So he didn't go to a situation where it's just him, though.
Yeah, so come on, bro. Like, but it's like everybody we lose, they're now like to the Dallas Cowboy fans. Oh, they're these like Isaiah Rodgers, bro. He missed the whole season and nobody missed that he didn't play. Like, and now because he went to the Vikings and he left the Eagles. Oh, y'all gonna fall off because Darius Slay, who y'all talk shit about for 2 years, is now on the Steelers. Like,
all right, Smitty. Understand division hate is division hate. Okay,
I know.
Like them niggas will say anything.
He said, "I know."
Like, because you talking about like, oh, Dallas, nigga, yeah, they gonna hate, nigga. They gonna hate and shit on you because that's you a division rival. Why would they want to see you prosper, nigga?
Hey, bro, I was told I was in a rebuild because I let go a bunch of players that I had no intentions on retaining.
That's hilarious.
And then I brought up the guys, the all-pro players that I still have on my team, and I was like, "How many all-pro players do you have on your team right now?" And dude got silent, and I'm like, "Y'all gotta stop saying crazy shit."
I mean, I think the thing about the Eagles, though, is like even though Milton left, they got a guy behind him that's about to step in. It's not like they have planned like that's what good teams do. It's like when you got a guy that you drafted and you let him go in free agency. There's most of the good teams got a guy right behind them in most cases. That I'm not gonna say it's gonna be the same guy, but a guy that can step in and I mean, kind of.
He in the same position. He basically in the same position Milton was in 2 years ago.
Yeah, so I mean, that's what the good teams do. When you lose players, you got another player behind them to step in, and I mean, you got confidence in the player that's going to step in to do well. Maybe not as well as the guy that left, but I mean, like somewhat similar.
Like Milton was sitting behind Javon. You know what I mean? Yeah. Javon go to the 49ers. Milton got to step into the role and play the role of Javon. Now Moro Jomo got to step in and play Milton. Like,
yeah, but I mean, like that's what good like. I mean, why do you think the Patriots were so good for so long, or why do you think the Cowboys and the 90s were good for so long, or the Niners in the 80s? Like, that's what these teams do. Like, or I mean, like even the Broncos when they went back to back, like in the 90s. Like, if you're a good team and you win a Super Bowl, you got to have guys that's coming behind you. You've been good for a while. You know, like you got to have players behind other players in case guys are going to leave, bro. Guys are going to want to get paid. They're going to leave, and you got to be able to, you got to be able to fill in. And I mean, that's just what the really good teams do.
No, it's just like who, like the Dallas Cowboys, like who did you sign in this offseason where you're like, we signed a bunch of players, we caught up to Philly now. It's like, what? You serious?
I mean,
you lost these guys that quantifies what we have. So yeah, we caught y'all.
Yeah, hey, family, can I talk to Smitty for a second?
Go ahead.
Bro, I'm cool with. Listen, like it's just
Smitty, brother. Look at me when I'm talking.
Football, bro.
Okay. Why are you talking to Cowboys fans?
Because they in my division.
I mean, you should.
That's not a good enough excuse.
Yeah, it's really not though. I mean, you should be talking.
The Commander fans have completely won the Super Bowl for 2026, so it's nothing to talk to them about.
Yeah, I'm not.
They're completely locked in. They got all the best pieces in the offseason. They have won the offseason out of all the teams in the offseason, the 32 that remain, 31 other teams.
I'm gonna say this, and this might be controversial, but I don't love what they did. Like I get it from a winning now perspective. They feel like they can win the Super Bowl, so they want to go all into the season that they had. But the problem is, if they don't win this year or the next, how do you build the team without any draft picks? Like that's my issue with them. So you better win this year or next year, because if you don't, the amount of draft picks that you don't have that you traded away, I don't know how you're going to build the depth of your team.
I agree, Mick, and it's like even with what they retained and what the Eagles lost, I don't feel like the needle moved at all. At all. I feel like the gap is still the same.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, the Eagles got a system going, man. Like the Eagles lost. They lost Sweat. They lost, Milton, and they lost McCoy. They lost a good amount of pieces. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
But the Commanders, like, I just like you don't even like the current today. I was in a space this morning with a Commander fan. They were talking. It was just a general space, and they were talking about trade for Trey Henderson. I'm like, trade what? You this year you hardly got any picks. So what you want to trade them your first? So you really ain't gonna have no picks this year? Like I said, I get it. Like I get it. Like they haven't won in a while and they want to win now. But you put yourself in a bad situation if you do not win. Mark my word, if you do not win in the next 1 or 2 years, and I get it. Like you got JD, a great quarterback, man. I don't got no issues with JD. I want him on my team. I had no issues with him. But you're not helping him out long term to actually build out a roster. That's my problem.
I don't know, man. Like that's kind of how I ended up in conversations with them. It's just like one team just feel like they way better, they superior, they got all the pieces. So it's like, what do we talk about at this point?
I don't know. I just don't feel that way. I just feel differently. And the thing is, like, I like. Not saying I don't like the moves they made. The problem with getting Tunzel is Tunzel, and this comes from a Texans fan that I talk to space all the time. Tunzel always want to be a top paid left tackle. So he's caught up on another extension. So I'm pretty sure before he steps on that field, he get an extension. You're gonna have to pay that man again. And the Commanders got the money to do that, no problem. But like I said, like they give up a lot of picks to get him. So I'm not wishing ill on no franchise that I don't like. There's certain franchise that I just don't like, that I'll never wish good on. So those are them. But the Commanders ain't one of them. Like, I really ain't got nothing against the Commanders, honestly. So yeah, like I said, like the moves are good. I just don't like all the draft capital that they had to give up to get the moves that they made with Debo and Tunzel. That's all.
They got 5 picks this year?
I'm not even sure they got 5. Because I seen a tweet the other day that said they only have like 7, 8 draft picks in the next 2 years. That's just, and I don't, like I said, I don't know how you build, build a roster like that. And like they even lost like free agents that I thought like, they lost Chin to the Raiders. I thought they should have retained him. He was a good piece for them last year, and they lost a couple of the pieces. So.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm checking right now. Because looking at a team like the Bills in my division, like they made it to the AFC Championship game, but they got like 10, 11 picks in this draft. So even though they made it so far, like they got a bunch of picks, and that only helps build your roster out. Like that's what you want to do, especially with a young. And I get it. JD's 25, and he's not exactly the youngest of the young. But he's still a young quarterback. So I just looked it up. The Commanders have, you're right. The Commanders have 5 draft picks this year.
1, 2, 3, and 2 7.
They got a first round, second round, 4th round, 6th round, and 7th round.
Oh, they gave up the okay. Well, shit.
Yeah, so they only got 5 picks. And so to be talking about you want to trade and get Trey Henderson, you trade to only have 5 picks and you want to trade another high pick just to get Trey.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was a fan of the team, I would not be on board with that.
I feel like the Commanders are one of those teams you got to pay attention to. They might reach. Uh, they got a first, a second, and a fourth, and the
Yeah.
rest is sevens.
They got
They
6 and a 7.
that yeah they might reach. They might they might grab somebody. You know, fuck up a few boards. But hey, man, that's part of the game, right?
I mean, but I also feel like in this draft, though, it's like there's enough edges that they could get an edge rusher at 29. Like you get an edge rusher that you not. I get Trey's a proven commodity, but you could draft a kid, and I mean, like the Dolphins did last year. Like they drafted Chop, and Chop was a good player. They didn't. I mean, they didn't draft him in the top 15. And I mean, last year wasn't like an edge heavy class like this year is.
Right.
So, but I mean, it's their team and their franchise, man. Like, if you want to trade away your first to get Trey Henderson, then if you feel like that's what you want your team to do, then hey, I mean, power to you for that.
More power to you. I mean, I don't know if it's the best idea,
But this is on the Bengals front office. Like, in regards to them, you have 3 players you got to get under contract, or one you're saying, okay, we'll potentially trade you, but I ain't gonna hold you. If you would have got these contracts done 2-3 years ago for some of these players, you wouldn't be going through this right now.
how y'all feel about that 70 M?
What you mean 700 M's for both guys? Shit's ridiculous, man. I just wouldn't do it.
They did it to themselves, and I'm not gonna lie.
Man.
If you were willing to invest that much capital onto the offensive side of the ball, how are y'all gonna fix this defense?
I don't know.
I read they were number 1 in AAV for quarterbacks and wide receivers, and 28th in AAV for offensive linemen.
Yeah, I mean, to me, if Joe Burrow is so elite, why do you need 2 elite guys? Like, shouldn't you be able to have 1 elite guy like Chase and then get a secondary receiver? Like,
oh, you better watch your mouth.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if Joe Burrow is that elite, and I mean, they got a good tight end in Gesicki. The way they use Gesicki, like, he's good for that offense.
You see Darlene respond to you?
No, I'm not even looking at that.
You can have 30 picks in the NFL draft. You're lucky to only get 3 or 4 good ones.
Nah, I don't believe in that either. Because there were teams last year in their draft that, like, there are certain teams that hit on every pick that they had last year.
Yeah, like the Chargers.
Yeah, so I don't
hit
agree.
on every pick they had.
Yeah, so I don't agree that you're only gonna hit on 3 or 4. It depends on your scouting and your front office who you hit on. If you pick the right guys, I mean, you could pick. I mean, you could hit 7 out of 7. But I mean, how likely that is? It's not very likely, but it's possible. So
I say,
please don't tell me they said that.
You could go 70% in the draft. You ain't gonna get the whole 100.
Please don't tell me they said that.
Yeah.
But if somebody said that is very embarrassing.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just the way I look at it with drafting. I mean, drafting. I mean, like, we had a lot of picks last year. We didn't hit on 3 or 4 of them things. We might have hit on 2. So it's just like some years you're gonna hit on 2, some years you're gonna hit on 6, some years you're gonna hit on 4. It just, it's just how you're able to evaluate talent. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Oh, I just read that comment by Gina. Let me tell
that's
you
what
this. Let me tell you this. I made so much money, right, last year betting on the team the Bengals defense was going against. And I won bread because those pass catchers, quarterbacks, our lines are low, but I know they're going to hit. Why? Because y'all give up damn near 30-plus points a game.
Get up.
That's how I know that. The fucking Steelers scored 40-plus points against you, and that's the first time they did that in how long?
I don't think they did it all season, to be honest with you.
And they hadn't did it for at least 3-4 years at that time.
I mean,
that was their first time in a long time.
I mean, to let Russell Wilson put 40 on the head at the age.
It's nasty.
It's nasty work. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know, man. When it comes to the Bengals, like, yeah, you need Jamar Chase, but bro, like, I think you could trade Higgins. Like I would try to trade T for like if you get a second, I get a second back, and you could draft. I mean you could draft a guy like like Higgins this year. Iowa State, who is so similar to T Higgins. Like, and you could have him for 4 years. If he's good again, you trade him for another second round pick, and then you recycle the cycle. Like, but to pay two wide to pay two wide receivers $700 million in contracts, the shit don't make sense to me. So,
hey man, but we love a circus, so
no, I don't necessarily love a circus, but then I love a crash out. That's what I love.
Hey, listen,
that's a crash out, man.
The AFC North is going to be interesting. Yeah. It's going to be very interesting because Pittsburgh they got a crash out brewing. I can't wait for that one. I mean, Cincinnati. Oh boy, they still living off that 2021 Super Bowl.
Yeah. Bro, I've never seen failure hyped so much.
So I remember I was asking JMIK earlier about the we got 12 picks next year.
Jeez, 12?
We got 5 in the top 100
already.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
jeez.
Yeah. We got 4 compensatory picks, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and a 6th round compensatory pick. And we got 14 picks in the next 2 drafts in the first 4 rounds.
That just sounds insane.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear them comp picks.
Like, bro, why in the?
Because it's a few players on my team that got stupid money in free agency.
Oh yeah, you finna get love too. Yeah.
Man, I miss the days of getting comp picks, man. I freaking miss.
But Mick, listen, you had your time, brother. Relax.
No, I'm not saying I want to win. I just miss the days of having comp picks, man. I really do miss them days.
I heard what you said, and I said you had your time, brother. Relax.
No, because we understand, JMIK. You want your players to be valued again, so you can get that third.
No, I just want a comp pick. I mean, like we had a comp pick in almost 3 years.
Like nobody wants your players.
I know that, Pop. That's what I'm saying. I can't wait to have comp picks again. I'm not saying I want to be like the Eagles and getting like 8 comp picks in a year, but I mean, can a brother get one? Can a brother get one comp pick? Like, yeah.
I think you'll get a comp pick in the next 2 years because I like what y'all have done. I like what JMIK did. I think y'all are going to continue to build around him and the team. Yeah, so 2 years, you'll have some valuable players. People like, yeah, let me go ahead and drop a bag on you.
So what I'm really hoping, not necessarily play, but what I'm hoping is that my DC is really good. And then in 2 years, he gets a head coaching job, and I get 2 comp picks for that because he's black. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping.
Okay, Patriots, top 5 defense. I hear you, JMIK.
I don't know about top 5, but I think he's got a history, with the D-line, with the line. He was their coach. And so I just think if he does a good job with this, he's a pretty young enough guy. So I think if he does a good job with our defense, I think he could be a head coach in like 3-4 years. So
yeah.
This is what, his second year with y'all?
Nah, it's his first. He came directly from the Lions, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I mean, he coached under Vrabel in Tennessee too, though. I think he was. I want to say he might have been a D-line coach he was either a D-line coach or he was just an assistant D-line coach with the Titans, and he went to the Lions. Was their D-line coach there? I think he was their D-line coach for a couple of years, and now he's back under Vrabel again. So, and we got a lot of Raiders and Titans players on our team right now. So,
y'all do. You also got Carlton Davis, which I think is a solid pickup for y'all.
Yeah, it's not the guy that I wanted. I mean, I actually wanted DJ Reed or Shatavius Ward. Those are the corners I wanted. Those are my top 2 that I wanted. I mean, Carlton was number 3. He wasn't my favorite.
Ward.
Say what?
You ain't want Shatavius Ward.
I mean, I want him playing CB2. I mean, he wasn't going to be the CB1, but CB2 would have been fine for me. But I mean, my main issue with Carlton, man, like he did get a lot of penalties, man. Like that's kind of my issue with him. So, but
we'll give up a lot of big plays, dog. It's like he don't get penalties, but he he doesn't. He face guards a lot.
Oh, so he don't look for the
Oh,
ball.
I didn't even see Gina comment. Ah! Ah!
Oh, Gina talking shit.
No, she said, please don't talk about 40s on heads.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Well,
My bad.
I mean, she might have a little and PTSD a little bit. So yeah, I mean, happens to the best of us though.
It sure does, JMIK.
And I know the last time this, I mean, like, I can speak from the regular season game. Like the last time we played the Saints, like the Saints put like 40 on our heads. So yeah.
Beat the shit out of y'all too.
JMIK, have you ever had
And-
40
Damn,
put on your head
Pop,
in a
you
Super
okay?
Bowl?
I'm sorry.
God damn.
Hold
And we
on.
gonna see y'all niggas this year though. Don't
JMIK, have you ever
Damn, man.
I mean, don't get it twisted. I mean, she
Hey,
won.
Mick, she said that shit like he owe her money.
I mean, it was what it was. I mean, they did what they did, but then and we get to see them niggas this year though.
Yeah,
I mean, so it's all good.
It's a different team, Jamie, so it don't matter. It's a different
I don't
team,
give a
nigga.
fuck. I don't give a fuck if it's a different team or not.
Same beef. Same beef.
Nah,
we
we
coming for that
blew
get
them
back this year.
niggas.
I don't care if it's a different team or not.
At home too for the Patriots.
And I'm going to that game. Matter of fact, like I'm making plans to be in New Orleans for that game. So
Yeah, I might go too. It's a few Houston, New Orleans, and Indianapolis on
and you play them
the
in
table.
Houston though.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, Houston's a good time, man.
Oh, nigga, who you talking?
Man, I mean, Houston's
What
a good
about
time,
Cooper Kupp, man? We ain't speak on that. You know that guy moving.
What you
I
want to say?
think that's a high price tag for an Asian player that has
That's
nothing
a
to lose.
hell of a hype.
That's kind of what I wanted to talk about, sir.
Man.
Not the fact that he went to the Seahawks. The fact
Oh.
that they said, "Oh, you know what? $15 million. Have at it. Come on."
Bro, they should have kept Lockett for that.
Yeah, but I think he a better player than at this stage. I think he a better player than Lockett, though.
No,
he ain't on the field enough for you to say that.
I just think Lockett ain't getting you no yak, bro. Like he catching the ball and going down, bro. Like at least Cooper gonna get you some yak.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if we watched the same Cooper Kupp last year.
yeah, bro.
I mean,
no.
Cooper gonna get you some yak. I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna get you 80 yards of yak every game, but he getting you more yak than a Tyler Lockett, though. Tyler Lockett, the second he catching that ball is like he going down like you know.
That's
like,
cool. But it's 9 times out of 10 it's probably a first down.
I mean, that's true too. I'm not arguing.
And I know he gonna be there every week.
That's true. I mean, to me, like I honestly like the move for them.
Mhm.
Not the contract, but like the move in terms of you brought in a quarterback who a lot of people don't trust in Sam Darnold. A lot of people don't trust the season that he had because he only had one good season. So like, why not give him a guy like you got a guy like JSN that's a rising star in the league, and then you got a guy like Cooper Kupp who could be a security blanket.
And then you go out and draft maybe somewhere in the second round a decent, decent piece.
Yeah, they gonna have to draft somebody that can stretch the field because right now they got a bunch of possession receivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like don't get it twisted, like because my teams was in it. Like the $15 million a year, I don't like the contract. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the contract, but from an on the field perspective for them, I think it's a good move on the field. It's just
if you had the opportunity, JMIK, would you take a Golden?
Who are Golden?
Seahawks.
Golden, you gotta take him in the first round, though. Like
that's what I'm saying. You get to the first.
I mean,
like we need to.
I would even take
this.
If I'm them, because they got 2 picks in the second round too. Like I would, if you don't take Golden in the first, I would take Higgins in the second.
Jaden Higgins,
yeah. Because I mean, I think they got 2 picks. Was it 2 picks in the second? I think they got 2 picks in the third too. Yes. So in the second, they got the 50 and 52nd pick. So
do you vamp up that running game? Because they've had a good run, but them boys be banged up.
And they need some guards. I mean, like their tackles. I mean, Cross. I think Cross had an okay season last year. He was a little down, but I expect him to bounce back. I think they need to draft some interior linemen. They need to draft some interior linemen. I think they'll be fine. But they got 5 picks in the top 100.
Okay.
More,
Seattle?
Yeah, Seattle. I mean,
Oh
like
yeah, they do. They got like 2 seconds or some shit.
they got 2
Two,
seconds and 2/3.
yeah, and them seconds is like early.
Yeah. I mean, the seconds is 50 and 52. So they're almost back to back. So that's what I'm saying. Like people are shit. Like I don't love let us be real. I don't love Sam Darnold, but it's a 3-year deal. They probably got to out after year 2.
They got
So
some holes though, brother. They
yeah.
got a lot of holes.
I mean, but they also have 8 draft picks. Well, now they have 10 actually. They have 10 draft picks this year.
But most of it is at the offensive line, the tackle position. I don't think.
Tackle gonna be tough, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like
Yeah.
tackle, you're not gonna. You might be able to get a right tackle, but you're not. Anything more than that, I don't know. But
So and they have no DT rotation, but that's not a problem. Everybody's drafting at least 3 DTs this draft. I think everybody.
yeah, I mean, like, even though we signed Milton, like I'll still look for us to draft a DT in like late day 2 or day 3. Like I think in this kind of draft, you got to draft a DT somewhere. So, but I mean, like Seattle, I mean, like they want to rebuild their team. They got the pick to do it. They got 10 picks in this draft. So they might be. I'm not saying they're gonna be winners like this year, making the playoffs, but like I like what the organization saw that they were in no man's land. And it's like screw this. Like we're not gonna just keep Geno and keep DK and keep winning 8-9 games a year. I mean, so they pretty much tore it down and they're gonna try to rebuild it. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with it.
I like the one signing I do like we made was Josh Uche.
Yeah.
I think we can get a little close to 2022 production out of Josh, boy.
Well, that's
be nice.
Boy, that's tough.
That's gonna be tough.
That's tough. Man. I mean, but the thing is, like with your D line, you might be able to do it because you got Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. You might be able to do it because I can speak on it because he played from that's the year he was playing opposite of Judon, and that's the year I think Judon had like 14, 15 sacks. I mean, it's possible. I think y'all need to get another. Well, I mean, not another one because I mean, like y'all got like Nolan on the other side.
We got Nolan, Jalix Hunt.
Yeah.
Obviously, Josh Uche now.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Uche is definitely a situational pass rusher. I don't think he's nothing more than that.
Got Bryce Huff, sorry ass, but
I mean, do you really have Bryce Huff though? Really?
I mean, shit, ain't nobody gonna take that damn contract. So yeah, we're gonna be stuck with that bum.
And you might just, I mean, at this rate though, you might just cut him if he's that bad.
26 million. The cap hit is ridiculous. You might as well let him just wait till next year. Bring in Aziz though. I need Aziz if we can make that.
Aziz played for the Giants last year.
Yeah.
Man, I know the Giants fans will hate that shit. He went to y'all.
We actually in talks with him now. Like we've been trying right now. We bring him in. I think we got a chance to replicate with Josh because then he don't have to be 35-45% of the snap count. I mean, he forced to play type. You got a good rotation. You can keep him healthy, keep him energized. I don't know what was the reason y'all traded him last year.
I mean, he was in a contract year. We weren't going to pay him. They also should have traded him the year before. They did trade him the year before. They probably would have got a fourth because he had to get another year left. But he was a contract year, so I think the Chiefs gave us a 2026 5th or a 6th round for him. Like he's nothing more than a situational pass rusher where you got to have another dominant guy on the other side or another dominant D lineman somewhere. Because if the thing is, if he's not getting one-on-ones, he's not going to win. Like it's just not going to happen for him. So, I mean, if you want him to set the edge in the run game, that's not happening either. So
I was just about to ask you about that.
Nah, he's not setting the edge at all, bro. Like, I mean, the Chiefs traded for him, and down the stretch, he was inactive a lot of the time. I mean, that should tell you. I mean, all you need to know. I mean, like I said, if you got him on your team as a situational pass rusher, then you're good. But if you want that man to rush the passer and set the edge in the run game, he's not setting the edge in the run game, not at all.
He probably gonna be a third down guy. I can see it.
Yeah, I mean, like if you bring him in situationally third and mediums or third and longs, and he's getting one-on-one, he's getting, he gets to go against the other tackle one-on-one. I mean, he should be fine. But I mean,
he gotta do You got to fight any little bit. It's over with.
Yeah, I mean, if he getting like, I mean, like if he going against like a superior right tackle, a superior lineman, like, yeah, he just might not get there. But if you're going against an average guy 1-on-1, he should get pressure on the quarterback. I'm kind of surprised that the Chiefs traded for him and Spags did not find a way to use him, because Spags is one of the probably the best DC in the league. Yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. Even after the Super Bowl, people still calling him that. I'm just surprised he couldn't find a way to use him.
He that bad?
I mean, Josh Uche is like, I mean, to me, he's an average player. Like, I mean, that one outlier year that he had, it was because Barmore was there and because Judon was on the other side. Judon was, I think that was Judon's first year with us. Like, Judon had like 15 sacks or 14 and a half sacks that year. Man, Judon was just killing it that year. And
he was.
So I mean, that's all.
Maybe that's what they believe they can replicate with us having what we got.
I mean, you could definitely replicate it because you got Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, and I mean Nolan. You could definitely replicate it because I mean, like, that D line y'all have now was better than the D line that we had when he got like 9 or 10 sacks. Yeah. So I mean, it could definitely be replicated, but I just think Josh Uche is young enough as a player. Like, I just think he can. There's certain parts of his game that he can get better, but he got to work on it. That's all.
And then we brought in a Doherty Jackson.
I mean, but that's for like a depth corner, right?
I don't know. He probably gonna be in battles with Keeley for the starting spot. I'm pretty sure of it.
I take him over Keeley though. I mean, people in your fan base, boy, they let him sell somebody, Ringo, huh?
Because he made some like small plays and spurt moments, but it's like, bruh, really put the tape together and really put your mind together and say, hey, he's been with the team for 3 years. And every year he's been here, they've pretty much taken a corner early in the draft.
Yeah, I'm a Georgia fan, but that's where he came from, in case people don't know. Not a big Keeley Ringo fan, man. Not a big fan of the guy. Not at all. And I think he's better suited to be a safety personally. Like, that's just my opinion, though.
And then I think the Giants completely, destroyed the cornerback market. They played Adobe, what, $18 million?
I mean, we kind of killed it too because we paid Carlton Davis $20 million. So I mean, it's not like
but that was after though. That was like after the market had already been. I think Carlton Davis came second, didn't he?
Yeah,
but he ended up getting more money because he's like, oh, if Adobe got paid 18.
No, but I think Davis got paid before the Debo got paid.
Okay.
Because I think so. Once we
I can't remember how I felt, but I thought Carlton Davis was.
I think Carlton Davis was the first safety to be first corner to be signed during the temporary period, I believe. Because he went, then I think Reed went to the Lions, and then Adebo went to the Giants.
Then all of a sudden,
I think Reed and Adebo got this. I think they got the same amount of money, if I remember right.
Howie Roseman wake up on the wrong side of the bed and say, "You know what, CJ, we'd have fun, bro. I signed 2 or 3 year deal, but I'm sending you to the Texans."
Yeah, but you just made the Texans secondary even that much better.
We're gonna help you out. Maybe y'all can beat the Chiefs, and then get.
Like that secondary gonna be that's gonna be a sick secondary next year, man.
Hey, did Marcus Williams get a job?
No. You kidding me? God was terrible last year. I mean, he might get picked up by somebody at some point, but I don't know, man. He was pretty bad for the Ravens last year.
It's been like a day, right?
Day what?
Then he got cut. Yeah.
I think he got cut on the day yeah, I think it was like Monday he got cut.
Whatever. As soon as it opened up, they were like, "Wow."
Okay, I thought it was the next day. All right.
I mean, I don't see him getting the job right away.
Yeah.
Didn't they try to let him get more minutes, so they moved the safety down into the box to let Marcus Williams play, and then they had to move him back up top because it wasn't working, and they benched him.
Yeah, I mean, like they tried a number of things on him, and it just didn't work. I mean, I don't know. I think Marcus was really good with the Saints, And then once he got to the Ravens, I don't know if he got paid and the performance just fell off the table.
No, he was the same player he was here.
But he seemed like he was better with y'all than he was with the Ravens.
Bro, that's wild. She said, no, he didn't change.
My perception could be wrong, but it just felt that way.
Yeah, I think it's just because of the talent you had at secondary during that period. You would believe that, but no, Marcus Williams was the same player in Baltimore that he was here.
Okay.
He shows up, has big moments, and then he disappears and doesn't tackle all the time. Same player.
Yeah, I mean, he might get on a roster as like a depth, because honestly, like we signed Mike Epps from the Raiders, the safety over there, and I don't view him in that highly either, especially in coverage. But he got a job, so he got a 1 year, $5 million deal. So if Marcus want to play for something like between 5 and 10 million for a year, I'll definitely only get 10, but he probably get like around 6-7 million. It's possible.
Honestly, the Cowboys signed everybody, but good players.
To me, the Cowboys sound a bunch of nothing to me.
What's funny to me is y'all let Rico walk and then y'all signed Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams. I was just like, you could have just kept Rico.
I was like,
I don't get that either.
Okay.
Didn't really make a lot of sense to me.
Because Jack. Who do you know who that is? Never mind.
Yeah, the Cowboys, their moves was it was a lot of nothing to me. It's just me, but that's how I felt.
What's the outcome of Russell Wilson? Nothing yet?
Nah, I think he's visiting. I think he visited Cleveland either yesterday or today, I think.
And then he was on his way to the Giants. I don't know if that meeting took place yet, but that was his next destination.
What was interesting about that is, why did Deshaun Watson show up to that meeting?
To the Browns meeting?
He showed up to the meeting between them and Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it's weird to be honest.
Bro, they're trying to do everything but put you on the field, my good brother.
Yeah, it's really weird, to be honest with you.
I didn't get it. I was just like, huh? He was at the meet. Him, Myles Garrett, like a few players showed up for the meeting. I'm like, I understand Myles. You know what I mean? I might even understood like Denzel or somebody showing up, maybe even Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah,
I didn't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. That's the best way I could put it. Unless they're telling people that Deshaun is gonna they're telling Russ Deshaun's gonna play at some point, so we're signing you so you could play the first half of the season if they think Deshaun's gonna be ready in the second half, I guess.
But don't he gotta get another surgery, possibly?
I think he already got the surgery already, but I've talked to some Brown fans that think that he's gonna play in 2025. I don't believe it, but that's what they believe. So it's their team, so they would know better than me, but I just don't.
Yeah, hey, listen, I ain't gonna argue with, but
yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but and what do I know?
Yeah, we just good football fans that like talking football on Saturdays.
Yeah. But if they right, because they were right about Myles Garrett. They said he was gonna come back, and they were right about.
You locked him in a room and said, "Hey, look, we're not trading you, Bucko. We're not doing it. We thought about it. We deliberated. It's not happening. So take this 40.
Yeah. Hey, bro, that's what I was saying. I was like, they're not traded. They don't have to trade Myles Garrett. They're not going to trade him. They don't have to. They can keep him as long as they want. What you gonna do? You gonna play out this deal and then play on 2 1-year deals? No, though. You're gonna take this money. That's what you gonna do.
Take it or don't take it or don't take it. We own your rights. So.
Yeah. But in a way, the Browns kind of screwed the Bengals and the Cowboys in a certain kind of way, though, because it's Chase want to be one of the highest paid like non-quarterback positions, and so does Micah. So they kind of
That's why I heard they offered. I think that the contract is going to be somewhere $41 million a year for. Listen, I told somebody yesterday before you go, sir. I told somebody yesterday. I said, right now, it's not a bidding war. It's a bidding race because Micah and Chase both want the same thing. Whoever gets paid first is going to be 41, and the next one is going to be 42. They in a race. The Cowboys in a bidding race to get one of them paid first. Because they both want to be the highest paid non-quarterback.
I mean, the Cowboys, I don't blame the Cowboys as much because Micah just became extension eligible. Like, started Chase, they could have paid Chase last year. And for some reason,
look, man,
they couldn't come to the
my bad, Mick.
No. Go ahead.
I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dog. I apologize.
No, that's cool. I mean, all I was saying was the Cowboys. I don't blame them.
Smart, bro.
Yeah, because Micah wasn't eligible last year. Chase was.
Listen, the Cowboys do that dumb shit they want to.
Yeah, I mean, I just
wait till next year. You be paying them $50+ million.
Yeah, I mean, because like so for my team and Christian Gonzalez, like my fan base already talking about we should pay him next year around this time because he'd be eligible next year around this time. Because
get ahead of that shit, dog.
Yeah, I mean the CB market is up already.
Oh, we playing Jalen Carter next year.
Yeah, I mean you got to just pay.
Yeah, hell yeah,
I guarantee that nigga get a contract next year. Well, ain't no way we wait for that,
bro. I think Micah gonna crack they shit.
Yeah, he probably will.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Jalen Carter shit gonna be crazy though.
Oh yeah, Jalen Carter shit gonna be bananas.
Because if Milton get 26,
as long as he get paid here,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean he gonna get paid there, but if Milton getting 26, bro, I mean God only knows what Milton's gonna get
30+.
Yeah, he's definitely getting 30+. But the thing is, he worth the 30+ though.
Yeah.
I mean, like the thing about Jalen that I loved about him when he was at UJ was like he takes good care of his body, man. So I mean, he's got the capability to like play for a while too.
Yeah.
The only game he really had to miss was that one in Florida. I don't even know how he wasn't prepared for that heat. He from a Popka, bro.
I mean, I don't know, but I mean, he's been playing in Philly for a couple years now, man. That I mean,
that was his. But he technically only had been there a year at that time because we played them early in the season.
That hot in September now. I mean, it'd be warm, but it don't be Florida. It don't be like Florida though.
That boy had to come out. They had to take that boy off the field in the third quarter. I said, "What the hell is going on?"
I mean, but like that happened to him in the Ohio State game, like the semifinal of the college football playoff. Like he was exhausted that game. So I mean, it's happened to him before. It's not. I mean,
but it pissed him off because they said it was a report like after that he stayed with the conditioning and strength coach every day after practice. After that,
bro,
that nigga was like, "I won't never come out of the game for that again."
We got athletes at the defensive tackle position now in the NFL. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's just the evolution of the league, though, man. Like because I mean, like 10, 15 years ago, like the D tackles were just not. They weren't in as good a shape.
They wasn't.
They were a lot bigger. They didn't want just not
nobody even asked them to sack the quarterback. Yeah. They weren't even asked to produce pressures. It was just stop the run. That's all you got to do. Just stop the run. Now it's like, nah, go get that nigga.
Yeah, but to me, like if you're talking about a one tech, like I'm not expecting my one tech to be
no.
Though. Like, I mean, like that's just not what I expect.
They be killing Jordan Davis.
I'm like, that's something
Jordan Davis' job is? Like, I asked them, they like, he's supposed to get at the quarterback and stop the run. I'm like, no,
his job.
He's not on the field on third down. You dumb it.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're playing one tech all the time, your job is just to take on blocks, bro. Like, that's all I expect you to do.
But what's his name? Dexter Lawrence. He's just different.
Yeah, man, that dude is different. Though.
He's just that's an anomaly. I know motherfuckers they can't wait to say that that's not normal.
The shit is not. It's just not normal. Like you should playing nose and getting almost a double. He would have if he never gets hurt. He might have like 15, 16 sacks last year. But that shit.
And they're gonna mess around and not pay him too.
And
I mean,
listen,
I already paid him recently though. Didn't they pay him like a year or two ago? I could have sworn they did.
They won't re-up. They did. They won't re-up.
Well, the thing is, if Dex has another season like he had last year, they're gonna have to extend him again because he's gonna want more money. So, I mean, but I heard like Giants fans, like some Giants fans want to draft. I mean, Mason Graham to play next to him.
Oh, he might want some more money right now.
He might, but I think he got to have another season like he had last year, though.
He only getting 22 right now. He only got, but he still got 3 years of guaranteed money left on that deal.
Yeah, see, that's why I said like if he has another season like he had last year, but he stays healthy, he then would be able to go back to the team like, yeah, like see what I'm doing now.
No, they wouldn't even take that. The best restructure is next year, though. I mean, the extension would be next year.
Okay.
Just looking at the contract structure, it looked like they put in an extension for them to pay him if he come off and have a good season this year. It'd be perfect. They'll be in the same situation the Browns was in this year, but he'll have guaranteed money to extend on top of it.
I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't have another season like that. To be honest, like I think he's capable of that.
And I think the guys around him gonna get better. So.
Yeah, I mean, like there's some Giants fans that want to draft a quarterback at 3, and I've heard some of them want to draft Mason Graham at 3. So Mason Graham next to him, that'd be nasty, like supremely nasty work.
I got a low key feeling they're not gonna take. I don't know, man. It's confusing.
I mean, with the Giants though, you just really don't know.
Because you like obviously the coach and the GM, they on the hot wheel. Right?
Yeah.
Seat smoking. So they have to save their job. So do you take a quarterback and reset the time, or do you draft some defense and hope Aaron Rodgers chooses you in the sweepstakes?
But I've always said this about when you draft a quarterback in the top 3, top 4, it's not just the coach and the GM. Like I feel like you need buy-in from the owner too, though. Like to draft a quarterback that high, like y'all got to be on the same page with that.
If not, you can get your wings clipped when you ain't successful.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you draft a guy that the owner really don't want and that shit don't work out, then the owner gonna fire you. I mean, he's gonna clean house. So that's why. So I mean, for them to draft Shador or Cam or whoever they're going to draft, like I think everybody got to buy into that.
And that's why I'm asking, like, because it seemed like them and the Steelers is almost like sitting on pins and needles to see what the Vikings do. Which to me, I hate that Aaron Rodgers get this treatment every time he become a free agent. Like people are sitting on the edge of their seat waiting for Aaron Rodgers to accept them to sit on the Holy Grail or something like. It's just so weird.
I would love him to go to the Vikings just from the standpoint of like the whole. I mean, like him and Brett Favre aren't the same guy because essentially they'd be the same guy. Like they went from the Green Bay to the Jets to the Vikings, and it would have the same path. Like it would be glorious for me, man. Hilariously glorious.
Like I don't get it, and it's like every time, it's like Aaron Rodgers, this team. Putting on their egg.
Is it me or is Smitty cooked?
Yeah, I think he's a little cooked there, man. Yeah, I mean, maybe just a bad signal for a second. Maybe a little bit longer than a second, but. Yeah, I mean, maybe he'll come. I mean, his ass was cooked, boy. I mean, cooked like a good Sunday dinner, man.
I can't wait for this damn draft.
Am I still fried out and laid to the side?
Nah, you good now. Me too, sir. I'm ready for this draft to come on already, man.
And we got another 40 days, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
a lot of yak.
Long drive, man.
I mean, the one good thing I say about my team is at least we not in the market for a quarter. I could not be the Titans, the Browns, or the Giants, man, because it's like the amount of speculation with them three teams of what they going to do. It would make me sick to my stomach if I was one of them. Because, I mean, you got people telling Titan fans that they're not going to take a quarterback. They're going to take a dual Carter. And I'm just like, so they're going to roll in the season with what, I mean, Will Levis is their quarterback? Is that what you're really trying to tell me? Because I don't see that. And then if they do, someone should get fired for that. If they roll with this into the season with Will Levis being their quarterback, someone need to be fired.
My God. It get quiet so fast in free agency, you know?
Well, after the tampering period, man, it's but if you look at the current free agency list of players that are still out there, there's a lot of good veterans at certain positions that's still out there that I'm actually surprised about.
Yeah.
Like Diggs is still out there, you know, Judon's still out there, Keenan Allen's still out there. Like, if you look at that list, a lot of guys, you'd be like, well, you think they still got a little something left.
But the Eagles reporting is crazy. They like the Eagles got Josh Uche, 22 tackles, 12 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. I'm like, bro, that was like 3 years ago. He's definitely not that guy.
I mean, they got to point to the good years, man. I mean, they can't point to the bad years.
Nah, you should have put, we got Josh Uche, future possible potential project for Vic Fangio to see if he works.
And we signed Chase on from the Raiders, and they were like in the press clipping or whatever the tweet was. We signed Chase on, former first rounder, because they couldn't put his numbers up there because the numbers. I mean, his best numbers were probably with the Jags, but that's where he got drafted by. So that's just kind of.
It'd be hilarious when you read and stuff. It's just like the dude we traded for from the Texans. They're like former 15 overall pick. Like, bro, we know him. We seen his stripes. That boy Buns.
Yeah, but that boy's trash.
That boy has been getting whooped all over the place.
Yeah, but you're not gonna say that. You're gonna fluff it up.
I know.
Yeah, but you're a real fan.
I just say it be making me laugh, because I'd be like, they really be selling salt to a slug.
I mean, they trying to at least.
And then the fan base, the half that's delusional as hell, come out of nowhere and be like, "You can't be mad that we got a first round pick. He's high potential.
That boy is not high on anything."
All right, so I just gave Chase Young $50+ million because the potential, right? I watched the man almost do something for the entire season last year, and you're telling me he deserved $56 million. All right, cool.
The description you gave of that is wild. He tried to do something.
Yes, almost. You almost made the tackle. You almost made the stop. You almost had a pressure. You almost had a sack.
So what you're saying is he had a lot of pressures and no sacks. What you're saying? He
had a lot of almosts. JMIK.
I should be laughing, but that statement you made was funny as hell. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I mean, and I get what you're saying though. Like personally, a lot of people that know me, like I'm not a big pressure guy. Like, give me sacks, man. I don't care how many pressures you had. I'm not big on the whole pressure and the pressure rate. I'm not big on that. I'm
like, if the pressure turns into a sack, cool. But if your pressures don't do nothing but have a quarterback run around and he still make positive play, why do I care about that pressure?
Well, yeah, I mean,
do
like
nothing with it.
I mean, like that's my argument about Shamar Stewart out of Texas A&M. Everybody love the kid. The kid in his career in college has 4.5 sacks, a bunch of fucking pressures, but has 4.5 sacks in 3 years.
I'm not big on him either, J-Man.
Yeah, I'm not either, because it's like getting pressures is cool, but unless that pressure results in a turnover or someone else getting a sack, now I don't really care. Give me the sacks, damn it. Give me the sacks.
My good brother, why do you still have $101 million?
Because we're backloading a lot of these deals that we made. That's why.
My God, bro. What is going on here, bro?
I mean, because if you look at the cat, like, so I'll pull it up right now, right? So if you look at the Patriots, right, for this year, like So like a perfect example is Milton Williams. Like we gave him a bunch of money, but we only guaranteed $6 million of his salary this year. His cap hit this year is only $14 million. We also paid Carlton Davis $20 a year, but his guaranteed salary for this year is only $5 million. His cap is only 11.7. So a lot of the guys that we gave big money to, their cap numbers don't get high until 26 or 27. So that's why we got all this cap room.
So those two signings for the Commanders took them out of the top 10? Tunsil and Debo?
What I mean, cap space left, you mean?
Yeah, remaining.
Where the Redskins at? I mean, Redskins, Commanders, the Commanders. Man, where are they? Yeah, well, yeah, like they only have 20 million left now. But it's all about how you structure these deals, though. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Let me look at them. Yeah, so I mean, their issue was they acquired.
They had to pick up all that cap, right?
Yeah, like Laramie Tunsil was taking up 21 million of their cap. Debo's taking up another 17 of their cap. And Lattimore, who they traded for last year, taking up another 18. So three of the guys that they acquired are in terms of cap space are like 6 of the top guys of their cap space, like 3 of the 6.
Yeah, I expect some restructuring to happen with Lattimore though.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what they're gonna do with Debo, but they might restructure Laramie as well.
I think they'd have to extend Debo because I think this is Debo's last year, I believe.
Yeah.
What's wild is they took the cap. It wasn't like they were like working out a deal where they're like, "Hey, can y'all pay a little bit of this for me, $49?" They're like, "Nah, we'll take it. Don't worry about it."
Well, I mean, they had almost 100 million. So, yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, you got 3 void years, but the void years don't. There's no cap or there's no dead money. All the money is in this year, but it's still have 3. I mean,
if for Debo,
for Debo, I'm looking at the contract right now. Like they could, if they want to restructure it and spread out the money into the void years, they probably could. But I think there might be an extension coming for Debo though.
Yeah, because I think they want Debo. I don't think this is gonna be like a year rental. This is a player that they actually want to be a part of the future of the team. So, yeah, I agree with what you said, JMIK. I think he does get an extension.
Yeah, because then 26, the Commanders have $105 million in cap space right now. So I mean, like they don't got a lot right now, but I mean they could extend Debo and push out those like cap numbers into 26.
Yeah, and that's even that's before we even get the news about the money to come in next year.
Yeah, I mean my only issue with the Commanders is like they got 2 wide receivers they got to pay because Terry McLaurin. I mean he got what 1?
He should get an extension this year.
Yeah, I mean he's going to his last actual year because he's got a void year in 26. So I mean you got to decide if you're going to keep McLaurin and you're going to keep Debo. Like you gotta either make decisions or give them extensions or do what you got to do with them guys. They got guys they got to make decisions on. They got Debo. You got Scary Terry, Tunsil. They might have to give him an extension. So they've got some decisions that they got to kind of make.
Well, I think that's pretty much the coverage of the week, and let's see how it play out. I think what you probably got another 2 weeks before you see any movements in them draft picks. People starting trying to trade off and move around for that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, because I think we're right in the middle of pro days. I mean, I'm not really watching the pro days this year. I watched them last year because I was sitting at 3. I was going to draft a quarterback, so I kind of had to do that. But not drafting no quarterbacks, you're not gonna really watch me. I mean, I'll catch the highlights of the pro days, but I'm not about to be sitting down. I'll be watching them joints live. So
yeah. So I mean, I guess that's all, man. Pop.
Hey, listen, just one thing. Not football related. March Madness is on its way. Okay, we are about to get some elite college basketball, specifically for me on the women's side, because if anyone hasn't been watching these ladies play ball, it is going to be insanity in these matchups, and I am ready for it.
Yeah, I'm kind of mad that they're not staggering it like they used to stagger the tournaments. I don't think they're doing that this year.
No, it's like together. Like they
Yeah.
start same day.
Yeah, same day. Because like the years before, they staggered it where like the women would start on Wednesday, men play on Thursday or whatnot. They would stagger, but it's not staggered anymore. So you just got to put up the screens or whatever, multiple TVs, multiple screens. Because I mean, like the women's tournament gonna be good too. So
yeah, you're gonna just have to schedule which matchups you want to watch,
yeah.
and then just move it like that.
It's definitely true.
But Pop, give us that final word, man, so we can get up out of here.
Just keep tapping in with us every Saturday. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. We'll be back with you next week with more topic and more conversations.
Hey man, with that one, we out. See you 11:15 Saturday.